No day but today, a playoff pursuit takes center ice at Prudential Center as the New York Sirens host the Ottawa Charge in the first of a crucial home-and-home. That's because these two teams are at the bottom of the standings. The top four in the PWHL advance to playoffs.
Look at that. 8-7, 2.55 goals against average. She's had 2 shutouts early in the season, and she started off hot. Has been playing well as of late, and so her team is looking for her to continue that momentum into today's game.
On the other side of the ice, this player to watch, brought to you by Intact Insurance, proud founding partner of the PWHL.
Gwyneth Phillips, she has come in and played well since the February break, the international break, and she's a player who is so solid on her angle. She's a competitor, and look for her to play so solid between the pipes for the Ottawa Charge today.
We are underway. Ottawa taking control off the opening draw. Bell and LaRoque working in the back end. Of course, LaRoque, one of the many PWHL players named to Team Canada's 2025 Women's World Championship roster. That event coming up in about 2.5 weeks. But right now the focus is all on getting out of the bottom, and the puck goes over the glass.
We saw a shot on the wall from Brianne Jenner, and it's going to be an important thing for the Ottawa Charge today to bring the puck into the middle of the ice and work to get those inner slot chances.
Both teams absolutely trying to take advantage of the middle of the ice. Danny Landry puts it off Phillips. Downey Landry had played center to start this season, and her move to the wing has allowed her to really shine. She had a great game in Toronto Wednesday, despite the outcome for the Sirens. It's just a 2-1 regulation win for the Scepters. Rosenthal, part of what head coach Greg Fargo describes as the power forward line. She goes off. Markowski to LaRoque. Looking up for Snodgrass. Snodgrass on a 2-game point streak, her only 2 points of the season, but first goal this season as well. Number 8 for Ottawa. Into the neutral zone. Simpson. He puts it up. Bell takes it over for the Charge to LaRoque. They're forced below the goal line. Pressure from Carpenter. Simpson pulls back using the wall. Tries to find Fillier. Ottawa going for a change. Some space for LaRoque. Up to Hughes now. Hughes over, looking for the middle once more, but in comes Peyton Levis for the Sirens. Crowd rallying her on. Support incoming from Abby Roque. Not quite fast enough. Bourbonnais finding some space right in front. Phillips with a save. Harchie trying to put that one in the net.
Some good pace off the get-go from this game, and watch it. Bourbonnais feeds to the middle of the ice. Harchie sneaking in, finding that soft space.
Rosenthal for the Sirens. Puts it towards the wall. Zandy Hart was there, but Darkangelo gets it back. Quick shot by Jenner. Stopped by Schroeder.
Cheyenne Darkangelo, such a good center, wins the puck to the wall. New York heads it, but notice the second effort by Vandy Stover to get the puck, win that puck battle, move it to Cheyenne Darkangelo, and Brianne Jenner, the captain, with the shot from the slot.
Well, that sets up the Charge here for an offensive zone draw. Of course, it's the Sirens who actually lead offensive zone draws in this league. They also have just been so good at the dot. If they can turn that into offense, that's what they'll need here in this stretch. It really is a must-win, as much as no one will be eliminated here. New York with a big chance here. Girard puts it up high. The back-to-back wins over the Charge would put them ahead of Ottawa if they're trying to carve that path to the postseason. The Charge with a game in hand as well on the Sirens. Coming out with it is Vanishova. Tough break. Fillier now in front. Toulouse was there. Bernard puts it back down. This is Lauren Bernard's first game at Prudential Center as a Siren. She played 2 years with the Toronto Scepters. And she's become in handy as Maya Nillen-Parson is still out with injury. Loose. In comes Meixner with a quick stick for Ottawa. Gives Rebecca Leslie some space. Gets it back to Meixner now. Turned around. Jinsey Rose coming in. Now Rose battling for some position and space. From the point this time. Feeds it to Leslie. Trading passes there in the glove of Schroeder. Of course, points at a premium. You think each of those were 3, Gigi.
Absolutely, and if you notice, that's a 4-game stretch on the road, which will be crucial. It's tiring, it can be draining at times on the road, and so to have your mentality and the energy up going into that push.
Ottawa has a fairly balanced remaining schedule in terms of home and away games. But for both these teams, wins have been tough no matter what ice they're playing on. That's why they're in the position they're in right now. Trying to battle out of the bottom, Savalainen. With a stretch pass, trying to find Clark. Instead, Bourbonnais turns it over and gets to Carpenter. Out to Fillier, fired from the circle. Now Shelton. Back down Fillier. Looking for Levis. He gets it back. Forced to the outside. Manna McMahon with the pressure. Simpson comes in to create some space. Reversal. Fillier picks it up. Plenty of movement here. Downey Landry coming in. Check that. Zandy Hart into the corner. Pressed up by Hughes. Carpenter. Looking for a lane. Quick vision, hoping to find Hartshee. That gives Ottawa the puck, and now Emily Clark in on her own. Back into the neutral zone. Vasco chips it in. Zandy Hart wins that foot race. Simpson gets the puck to Levis, out to Hartshee. Bell for Snodgrass. They're going for some shorter passes here to Charge. As Victoria Bach wanted to get to work. Good touch by Jessie Eldridge, and collision takes her down. Victoria Bach's lane closed out by Bernard. Those two, of course, played together on the Scepters to start this season. Darkangelo with control, trying to shake off Hobson. Bernard once more in the mix for the Sirens, keeping the Ottawa to the perimeter. Jenner out to Rose. Now Rose through distance, just behind. Another chance. In comes Jenner. Of course, the captain. When she scores, Ottawa wins. In the 10 games she has recorded goals, they have been a perfect 10-0. Now Jenner comes in once more with the feed to the front. Keeps it. No. Back out. Tirilova, another shot in close. Vanashova holding down the goal line. The Ottawa Charge getting rolling from distance. That time Darkangelo going off to the bench. Rose centering feed for Vanashova, who was there. And out it comes, and now Savalainen will settle it back. Never mind, quick feed up to Rose instead, and the Charge looking to set up here in the zone once more. Mike Snow with a quick touch in front. Redirect goes high. Downey Landry gets it up to Shelton. Shelton! Oh, the pass. Not quite there for Taylor Gerard. A good setup for the Sirens while the Charge come through. And our first penalty on the way. Phillips to the bench, and the Ottawa power play will get to work after the break. Still scoreless inside Prudential Center.
Hey, Ottawa may be the away team, but they were feeling quite at home. There was a lot of Ottawa players between both the NHL and the PWHL. The Senators are in town, and they are set to play the Devils officials right after this game. So some of the Senators players were here this morning. There wasn't much interaction, though, because both teams meant business before their games. The goal, though, later is for Anna Meixna and Tim Stutzla to end up meeting at some point. The two are German, and the team thought it'd be fun to see them interact. Ladies.
Thanks so much. Of course, on an Ottawa power play here. The Sirens able to take some control. That's a Royale Tiger Towel power play. Power through tough messes. Good work by the Sirens to get out there. The no escape rule, of course, locking in those players who were on the ice at the time of the whistle for the team that took the penalty. Now, both these teams have struggled on the power play this season. And here's the thing, Ottawa has been worse on the road. While for New York, their power play is worse at home. Let's see if that can change. Who can break through on special teams? Both coaches, of course, recognizing the importance of getting through on the power play. Gabby Hughes grabs it back, but in the neutral zone is Ottawa.
And one thing Coach McLeod mentioned would be key, and they practice on this in their week of practice between games, for the power play movement. Movement activates and is a key piece to it. It activates the flow, the plays, the chances, because it forces the defenders to make a decision.
So Ottawa's efficiency overall is last in the league. In comes Anna Meixna, drops it back for Teralova. Downey Landry all over it. Of course, she has the lone jailbreak for the Sirens this season. The PWHL, a shorthanded goal, ends the power play. Breaking free your teammate from the penalty box. Sir Dackney looking to set up. Carla McLeod looking for movement from her power play unit. Sir Dackney coming in the circle. Shelton with quick work. Flips it back. Teralova in the neutral zone. Gets to Savalainen. She steers it out to Darkangelo. So Ottawa with the fewest power play goals in the league at 8. Only one of those have been scored on the road. So their efficiency away from TD Place is 3.8%. No shots on that power play. We are back to even strength. Still scoreless.
Ottawa had difficulty entering the zone with possession on the power play, and when they were in the zone, New York was just so aggressive and quick with their puck retrievals to fire it to the other end of the ice.
And it's going to be all these things that need to come together here in this last stretch for both teams. The goal still to crack the postseason. Neither team got a taste of it in the inaugural year. Snodgrass puts it down on entry. Roque using the near side as Eldridge makes room. Zoe Boyd lays a hit. Kept out of the slot by Markowski. Boyd to Bach. Ottawa looking to set up here. Gabby Hughes. She had herself a night in their last meeting against the Sirens. A 3-point game for Hughes. And that included the first ever overtime game winner scored by the Ottawa Charge. And that one coming off the stick of Hughes. Along the wall, Clark looking for Manny McMahon, center. Alex Carpenter on entry. Hoping to feed it through for Levis. Levis gets it back, takes a shot in the glove. Phillips. So tested just a few times, has Phillips, but a big save there. Keeps it scoreless at the Rock.
We welcome you back to Prudential Center. No score here. I'm with head coach Carla McLeod. And Carla, you talked about a week of practice that was very productive. Are you seeing your group execute some of those things here early?
We gotta get going a little bit more here. It gotta be louder. We're not moving the puck as quick as we need to. I don't think we're talking to the level that we need to. But all in all, it's just a fair start. But there's lots more in our tank.
Thank you.
Thank you,
guys.
Sirens from the draw. Simpson puts it down. Carpenter below the goal line. Can't get by Darkangelo. Anishova on the near wall. And Bourbonnais floats it down. Penalty on the way. So a cross-checking penalty gives the New York Sirens their first chance on the advantage here. Brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel. Eldridge to Shelton. Down to Roque. Roque getting in close. Kept out by Jenner. Anishova communicating up top. In comes Fillier. It's it down to Carpenter. Quick rip by Shelton, just wide. Phillips on the move in her crease. Fillier again fires wide. Fillier is on a 4-game point streak at home, including 3 goals in her last 3 home games. Into the near corner and back out Roque. It's the same penalty kill unit that started this for the Charge. Vasco tries to get it past the neutral zone. Can't. Fillier to Carpenter. Turned around. Shelton. She comes in. Looks for the lane. Blocked in front. Sirens with 6 shots on goal so far. Eldridge with a massive shot of the rebound left wide open. Quick work by the Charge to get it out, and Ashton Bell, who's had a long shift, carries it over, gives her teammates some space and time.
Look at Alex Carpenter. Misses it just what was on the power play. A beautiful back across that green pass to Eldridge. And look at Phillips sliding across, making that save. Just an excellent save to keep her team at 0-0.
Into the far corner. It's 4-on-4 here for about 28 seconds if neither side can get through. Shelton, patient. Goes up and across. Carpenter sends it up for Roque. Quick hit by Emily Clark, leads her team in hits. She's an exceptional player. Now Gabby Hughes shields. Sends it up, and D'Arcangelo right on time. Blocked by Rosenthal. Savalainen at the point. Markowski can't get there. Good clear for the Sirens, who are now on the penalty kill. So second Ottawa Charge power play. They only have 2 shots on goal in this period. 5.5 minutes left in the opening frame. Savalainen, who has scored on the power play for her team, forced into the near wall. Loose puck comes out, and Shelton, quick, sends it down. Phillips to play, but Rosenthal coming in, and now D'Arcangelo. The Charge race in for entry into the zone. Jenner. It's 5-on-4 here. For about 33 more seconds.
New York so good at taking the puck away and closing space. They're really not providing much room for Ottawa to move.
Danishova managed to get a piece of Schroeder on that, as Rose keeps it in from the point. Hughes across, quick touch, Brianne Jenner scores! And when the captain scores, well, Ottawa's done pretty well. It's a big goal here to break things open against New York.
Here's a look, coming into the zone, couldn't quite make a play, hit the outside pad of Schroeder, but they stay with it. Rose keeps it in, and look at this cutback move by Gabby Hughes to find Brianne Jenner backdoor. Such a good move around the defender to find that open player, and it's just so important, the puck retrieval. New York did an excellent job the first minute, or the first penalty, and then the first minute in that penalty kill retrieving pucks, but when Ottawa got the puck back, good things happened.
Well, it's a good sign, as I mentioned. In the games when Brianne Jenner has scored, Ottawa's come away with the win. We'll see if that holds today. But a big first goal against the Sirens. It's her 4th goal of the season, 3rd on the power play. So talked about how few power play goals Ottawa has had. That's just their 9th of the season, and only their 2nd ever scored on the road, at least this season. Back through Nora Toulouse, trying to find some space. Gets the puck back. Toulouse in close. Phillips with the save, rebound. A little bit of help from Ashton Bell. Toulouse comes in again, and now Chloe O'Rard trying to create some magic in the slot. Snodgrass Gives their team a little bit of space here. Approaching the final 3.5 minutes. Ottawa with a 1-0 lead. And into the corner it goes.
They got caught making a mistake in their turnover. Tolush comes in, made a shot on Gwyneth Phillips, but man, she has been playing well this first period and shut the door.
And that's where New York's strength at the dot is going to be so valuable. Just thwarting the efforts from the offensive zone here, but charge, hold, and Vanishova from the blue line. Brings it in. Boyd coming in to help along the wall. Jenner puts it near side. Creating a little bit of space here is Darkangelo. Nice to find Vanishova. Quick work by Markowski. Gloved by Schroeder. Clark looking for McMahon. Shots 7-5 here for the Charge. Savalainen to Hughes, just out of reach. She gets it back. Rose has picked up an assist, her 9th of the season on that power play goal by Breanne Jenner to get things started. McLeod also said, you know, it's obviously difficult when there's an injury to someone like Mashmeyer, but Gwyneth Phillips, it's an opportunity for a goalie who is absolutely ready, of course, with Team USA, along with her Northeastern teammate there, Erin Frankel. So just great goaltending through and through. Gerard flips it in. Time winding down here in the first period, 1:40 to go. New York looking to tie it up. Serdachny puts it back for Rose. Of course, Rose's younger sister, Joy Dunn, doing great things right now in the NCAA Frozen Four tournament. 2 goals yesterday. Now Roque rips it. Blocker save for Phillips. Little chicken wing moment, rather. Teralova looking for the middle. Bourbonnais in the way to El Harchi this time. Harchi floats it through Bourbonnais. Stopped. Another one for Phillips, who uses her stick to push that puck further away.
Good flurry of chances for New York. They're capitalizing off some of these errant passes by Ottawa, but Ottawa did a really good job recovering and blocking that shot. That was a prime opportunity and a grade A scoring chance. Fillier
making herself some room along the end boards. In the near corners, Darkangelo puts it up. Darkangelo heralded as one of the unsung heroes in that Charge room. She's just a great leader and plenty of respect from her team as well. Sent back into the Ottawa zone. There's Darkangelo once more. Gets it up. Jenner across to Laurent. Clark sweeps in. Looks for the sharp angle shot, or put it right in front. Darkangelo gets it out to Laurent this time. She holds the blue line. McMahon. Final seconds here. And Ottawa will head into the locker room with a 1-0 lead and just a one-shot advantage as well on the Sirens. Sirens, Lions, oh my, a look back at New York in Detroit. Abby, the grit of New York, they need to dig deep, as we saw in the stats. They've been laying the body here, Gigi. They've been racking up the hits. It's just to turn that into some offense for this team.
It is, and the ability to also utilize that physicality with support. So yes, go ahead and be ferocious on your forecheck, but it's only good if you have that second and third player also helping you out to get the puck back.
Well, just like the first period, Ottawa with first control of the puck. Put it toward Schroeder's net. Maureen Schroeder looking for her first win against the Charge this season. She's played in 2 of the matchups. Now, the season series actually led right now by Ottawa 3-1. So Ottawa has a chance to win it here. But that's not what they're striving for. They just not want the wins to keep the distance from New York. I think both these teams are eyeing more so their season series with a team like Minnesota, who could either stay on the bubble of 4th. We'll see. I mean, it all comes down to how well Minnesota does in this backstretch as well. D'Angelo to Jenner. He's trying to find it. Zandy Hart. Both those captains named to the Team Canada roster. Into the slot, McMahon. No, that's Jenner. Blocked by Zandy Hart. Those two came in very quickly. Finding the middle of the ice. Fillier flips it in.
Big save, or block, excuse me. Big block by Zandy Hart as Brianne Jenner corrals the puck, turns and rips it all in one motion. But this has been a focal point in this game, at both ends. How can you dominate the net front and create time and space for yourself? And New York did a really good job in that end because there was time and space for Ottawa, for Brianne Jenner specifically to turn and rip it. But Zandy Hart did a really good job recovering back to the middle of the ice.
Ottawa in the offensive zone. Markowski, Vanishova battling forward along the near wall. Back out. Vanishova shoots. Stopped by Schroeder. Pushes Markowski out of the way. Meixna. The draw appeared to be won by Serdachny, but an interference call rather would cause the whistle, and that interference attributed to Jocelyn Larocque. Check that, it's Rebecca Leslie rather.
And
right off the face-off.
Exactly, right off the face-off. And so as an inside winger, your job is to hold up that player, but you have to do it within the rules. You can't extend your arms and your stick at horizontal level, which anytime the stick's off the ice, the refs typically will like to call that.
Bourbonnais to Zandy Hart. Royale Tiger Towel power play for New York. 0 for 1. He had just one shot. There's another chance. It's kept out by Phillips. A hand pass, though, and that'll reset the face-off here.
You're on the power play. It's time to at least generate momentum. Get 4 or 5 shots on net. Really good quality chances. And I think that it needs to be a focal point for this New York Sirens power play unit on the ice right now.
Yeah, from the neutral zone, Fillier sends it down and around. Shelton at the near point. Eldridge, the quick touch on it. Ashton Bell for the charge. Flips it up, working with Larocque. Down low. Eldridge once more in teal for the Sirens. And it's sent all the way down to Schroeder. Here's the thing with New York's power play. So they're third, coming at about a 17% efficiency overall. At home, they're a 9.3%. They do have 3 power play goals against Ottawa. They're 3 for 18 if you include the power play earlier in this game. But all of those goals have been scored in Ottawa. Carpenter for Shelton. Now Abby Roque with room. Finds Fillier. Fillier shoots. Turned aside by Phillips. My goodness. What a shot. Fillier once more to Shelton. They trade. Setting up here on the advantage. Carpenter to Fillier. One-timer. Blocked. We got a piece of rock. Shelton once more. Top of the circle. Quick movement. Eldridge. Just to the near side. Shelton once more. Plenty of time here. Fillier fires. 17 seconds remaining on the second power play of the game for the Sirens.
Some really good looks by New York, and I love how New York moves it down low, but then doesn't wait up top. They slide, and Sarah Fillier slid in, and Jesse Eldridge slid in. They both had really good looks on net.
Schroeder nearly stripped of the puck by D'Angelo. So one shot on that power play for the Sirens. Back to even strength. New York still looking to get the equalizer. Rebecca Leslie right out of the penalty box. Gets a stick on it. Goes into the near corner with Zandy Hart. Leslie in her second game back after dealing with a little bit of an injury that sidelined her for 3 games. Bourbonnais working it from the New York end, looking for Toulouse. Now Rosenthal takes it through the middle. Rosenthal on her own. Draw Savalainen with her. So Ottawa gets to work below their own goal line. Levis trying to do the work for the Sirens. And with support is Gerard. Check that. Emmy Fecteau looking for a tip, and it's Emmy Fecteau. Tracks it around. She's the 13th forward today. Fecteau from the slot. It's kept out. Downey Landry puts it cross ice. Has Hobson there. She sends it around off the end boards. A loose puck goes out, but Simpson grabs it back for the Sirens.
Such a great forecheck by Emmy Fecteau and the New York Sirens to get some good chances in the offensive zone.
Fans of Canadian U Sports University hockey called it the Fecteau factor. Now Downey Landry in the middle. Another penalty on the way. Bit of a spicy start here to the second period.
A lot of good chances if you're a New York Sirens fan. Here's Downey Landry, little toe drag, brings it across as she has a nice move on Ashton Bell. Victoria Bach coming back behind her, impeding her progress. And here's the chance by Emmy Fecteau. Look at that extension of her stick. Last moment trying to redeflect it, but here's another look at it. One hand on her stick, almost squeaked up over Gwyneth Phillips' shoulder, but just that's what you need out of your energy line to create momentum, draw penalties.
Well, Victoria Bach will sit for 2 or less for tripping. Roque on a third Royale Tiger Tail power play for the Sirens. Big opportunity here for New York to tie things up. They have to cash in here. And Alex Carpenter could be the one to do it. Gets the feed to Roque, shoots. It's just wide. Shelton at the point. Holds it down. Over to Fillier. She gets in. Sneaks a little closer along with Shelton, setting up high slot here. Looking for a lane down to Eldridge. Back around, fairly static as they cycle the puck. There's the movement from Fillier. Drops it back for Carpenter. Shelton. Eldridge one-timer. Phillips went full in for it, but it did squeak just behind the net. Another chance for Eldridge at the circle with the pass. Fanned on it is Fillier. It's a back out to Shelton, so plenty of time here in the offensive zone. Eldridge looking for Carpenter. Carpenter pushes it back out to Fillier. Lots of time to cycle around here. Eldridge down to Roque. The charge set up. Shelton. A quick touch by Phillips. It's kept out. It's very much helped by Savalainen. Is hanging out on the doorstep. Little bit of room to breathe here for the charge. Mike and Zandy Hart. Yeah, Eldridge across. Quickly, Zandy Hart denied by Phillips. The crowd thought they had it. 12 seconds to go here. New York's third power play. And they break through. Roque back down to the goal line. Eldridge looking for a different way in. Roque keeps the middle clear for the charge. We're back to even strength. Bach is out. That time, a few better opportunities for the Sirens. 3 shots. Bourbonnais back to 5-on-5 here. Finds Simpson. They trade. Pressure from Bach. It just sat for that hooking call. Toulouse. Back to Bourbonnais. Blocked in front. They had Jaguar set up 2 down low. Ottawa trying to gain entry here. Hartshee turns it back.
The intensity has absolutely ratcheted up. Just some really good quality chances by New York. So many chances. Here's a look. Entering the zone. Look at this beautiful cross-ice pass, but notice Carpenter. No hesitation. Dishes it back door to Zandy Hart, and Gwyneth Phillips with the save. And she's not done yet. The puck is still around her net front area. And so just really good job. And I think if New York can just focus in a little bit, they had 3 missed nets on that power play. And just need to focus on hitting the net with that shot.
Toulouse to Simpson, covered by Phillips, and it really has been the Phillips show here in the second period as well. Ottawa holding on to a 1-0 lead over the Sirens. Back to the action here as Ottawa looks to extend their lead. Jenner gets it to Vanishova. Shelton blocks the lane. Rose, quick movement here, puts it on the pad of Schroeder. She dives to cover.
Rose's shot from the point, it's a little bobbly. It looks like it almost deflects net front. There's 3 players in front of Schroeder, and I'm just impressed.
Karolova keeps it to the outside in the defensive zone. Gerard and Downey Landry trying to pull back into the middle. They do draw a penalty.
Strong forechecking work by Downey Landry again. This third line has been really solid for New York in generating momentum and drawing chances. And here's what you have to do in the offensive zone. You need to figure out how to beat the first player. And she beats her player to the net. And what happens? Stick up trying to interfere, and that'll send New York on their third power play of this second period.
Yes, 4th overall in this game, so discipline here, key. And Ottawa has 3 forwards on the ice, and that sets them up here for a jailbreak opportunity. Vanishova to Jenner, takes it around, patient with the puck. My goodness, that's what you do when you've got the 3 forwards trapped into that no escape rule. That does allow room for Fillier. Looking for Roque and the one-timer. Just out of reach, but Jenner sends it over to Bell. So this is one way to kill a penalty, Gigi.
It is, and how often do you see a 2-on-0 short-handed?
The Sirens were quick to get down there and stop that opportunity. Carpenter to Roque. Bourbonnais settles it back. There was lots of pucks cycling last time, but the movement fairly limited for the Sirens. See what they do here. 4th power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Tail. Quick work by the captain in the slot again. Roque got a piece of Phillips that time. Zandy Hart to Bourbonnais. Roque brings it in as Eldridge at the goal line. Solid clear by Alexa Vasco.
New York trying to utilize the left side of the ice by putting Abby Roque on that left side, and she has a killer one-timer. Just such a good release. But Gwyneth Phillips, strong save.
You know what's also backbreaking for the Sirens? They have the league's most power play opportunities, and to be unable to capitalize on that, of course, that could change here. They do still have 30 seconds on this power play. Ottawa sends it down. They were 0 for 5 on the power play against Toronto Wednesday night, and that was tough. It was just a 2-1 game in the end for the Scepters. Bourbonnais to Shelton. Shelton keeps it. Finds the back of the net. Ella Shelton on the power play.
Relentless forecheck on the power play. Even when Ottawa had the puck, they tried to go back. Look at this effort by Gabby Rosenthal. Gets the puck. She brings it back, and the puck is just kind of on no man's land, but give it. Look at that inside-out move, and such a beautiful shot by the assistant captain, Ella Shelton. Glove side, just blocker side, just a great elevation shot.
7th goal of the season for Shelton. 3rd on the power play this season. And that is the 4th power play marker for the Sirens against Ottawa in this season series. And you give them enough opportunities. Big time scorers, Fecto. It's deflected up into the netting. New York on the board. We're tied at 1. Ella Shelton doing the damage, gets it past Phillips.
So we welcome you back to Prudential Center. The Sirens just tying things up on the power play, something that I know you really wanted to see. What did you make of that goal, and what does that do for the momentum?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. We scored. I think some things leading up to that. We got to clean up and get better. Had a lot of good opportunities here on the power play, but we'll take it. Hopefully, it can carry us forward the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Abby.
Thank you so much to our Abby Labar, doing great work ringside. Shelton's goal assisted by Bourbonnais, her 4th assist of the season, and Rosenthal picks up her 2nd assist of the season as well.
We talked about how crucial these power plays have been in the second period to get New York some momentum, to get them on the board, to even this game. And it's a game. It's going to be fun to see how it plays out.
We expected this. Both coaches saying, yeah, we know it's going to have a playoff feel here because these two teams are out right now of the postseason picture. And the runway is short. Time is running out. Games remaining. Ticking down. And Ottawa does have a game in hand on New York. But you think about it, splitting these next two, it's a home and home for these teams. That's going to be tough too. Whoever wins here tonight is going to want to seal the victory as well on Tuesday. Back to the second period inside Prudential Center. Just under 8 minutes left in the middle frame. Tied at 1. Who will be the first to score even strength right now? It's been the special teams for two teams that have struggled on the power play. Jaguar to Shelton. Shelton so strong. She's 4th overall in defensive scoring this season. Plays it up to Bourbonnais. Team Canada teammate Phillips able to make a good read there, keep it away from popping back into her net. In comes Abby Roque, looking to go cross crease. Now Danielle Serdachny, quick feed to Savalainen. Savalainen out to Leslie. Savalainen played it off her skate. Had it stopped for just a moment in front. And Serdachny taking it into the near corner. Both teams executing in terms of finding that middle. That's what they came in here today to improve on. Leslie puts it softly into the glove of Schroeder.
Ottawa, Savalainen leading the rush. A very talented defender drops the puck. And look at this, just bounces off her skate. But I think Schroeder watch how Schroeder punches the puck out. As the puck bounces, she has her stick ready to punch it out and is prepared. But Serdachny comes in trying to clean up the loose rebound, but couldn't do so.
Able to break through. Rosenthal and Vasco once more. Vasco wins the draw, but puck goes way down deep into the charge zone. LaRocque gets there first. Takes a spill. That sets up New York. Simpson works it off the wall. Rosenthal down low. Now Gerard looking up. Simpson once more from the point. Puts it down. Downey Landry. Forced to turn and send it back. There's that pressure from LaRocque. Presses Rosenthal up. Out. Now Hobson. It's blocked in front. Steered to the near wall by Snodgrass. Victoria Bach plays it up for Vasco. Now Vasco. Her shot blocked by Simpson. Rosenthal. Patient. Puts it in the near corner, but gives enough time for the Sirens to get back out. Jenner's feed taken instead by Carpenter. As Levis plays it back to Carpenter through the middle.
Seraphilia is such a great player. And remember, she started off the season with a bang. 5 points in 2 games. Her first 2 games in this league. It's just outstanding. She hasn't looked back once.
Incredible, incredible sophomore season. And here she is. Puts it on. Phillips denied. And that is the type of player Seraphilia is, right on cue. So opportunistic. Now Jenner, who opens scoring, takes the puck back down the other way. Darkangelo to Terralova. Back to Rose and Terralova. They score! Ottawa regain a 1-goal lead. Terralova set it up from the point, and it counts for number 2.
Ottawa coming in strong on this shift. Notice the fight by Cheyenne Darkangelo, the putback as she cuts back, then goes up top. They go D to D, back to D with a shot. Notice how many people are in front of Schroeder. Like, try to count how many people are in front of Schroeder. It's so difficult.
First even strength goal of the game. The Charge now lead 2-1 with just 4.5 minutes to go here in the metal frame. Rose, an assist in this game already. Trying to work it along the far side, but Manny McMahon stopped by Simpson. Hughes' trip through the middle is blocked, and that opens up all kinds of ice for Harchi. Gets the feed to Roque, and now Jesse Eldridge, my goodness, comes in. All kinds of opportunities for the Sirens. High risk, high reward. Harchi takes a hit. And Hughes pass sent back by the Sirens. So Netta Teralova, Gigi said it, second goal of the season, helped by Rose. So it's a 2-point affair for Jinsey Rose so far in this game. Helped out as well by Darkangelo. Serdachny looks up, gets it through the legs of O'Rourke. Out to Boyd this time. And Sarah Fillier, nope, check that, Toulouse. Drops it back for Bourbonnais. Shelton in the mix, defending. So Dackney just trying to get the puck down to Jenner. Into the boards, those two players go. Bourbonnais back up, battling for it. Of course, the crowd wondering why no call, but it was incidental, and Arcangelo down to Jenner. She works it up to net front. Captain once again. Caught some of the net there, but Boyd from the outside. Now Vanishova puts it off the pad of Schroeder. Another chance here for Vanishova. She scores! 5-hole on the wraparound.
A lot of energy. This shift by Ottawa. Look at their movement. Brianne Jenner trying to sneak one from below the goal line. They retreat the puck back. A little high deflection up top in the slot, but watch this come around, and it's just, she has the poison patient. She doesn't slam it right away. She doesn't slam it right when she gets to the goal line. She waits, gets above the goal line, and almost fools Schroeder, it looks like a little bit, as Schroeder lifts her leg up because she's not sure how much farther she's going, because you got to be able to ready to push off.
Right now the Charge turning around here, trying to find some space outside, but the seconds will be winding down. Nishova again now on hat-trick watch for number 13 in the slot, Bell. And that'll close out 40 minutes. It's now a 3-1 lead for the Charge. A good game so far for Ottawa fans, but New York will head to the locker room to try to figure it out. When we return, our Abby Labar will be back inside Prudential Center. Carla McLeod has been trying to help her team with their power play woes. Both teams have scored on the power play, Gigi.
Both teams have found success. Obviously, Ottawa more because it was 1 for 2. New York rung some pipes, missed some nets, but we're able to get one. But again, I think it's just, you have to be able to be in the zone where now I'm going to score. You just have to put it through your mindset that I'm going to be a goal scorer every time I touch the ice because our team needs it.
New York looking for the comeback win here. Just down 2 goals. They have had comeback victories, monumental ones, notable ones against Ottawa, including one where they were down by 3 goals late in the third period. This was last season, and not only did they get all those goals, they close it out in overtime. But when it comes to points, you really want those regulation wins. That's going to be the key here. Cannot stress that enough. Keeps things interesting in this league with those 3 points. Ottawa trying to work it up the far wall. Downey Landry able to put it the top circle. Bit of a tentative start here. Jinsey Rose, who has 2 assists in this game. Gets it to the middle of the ice. Rosenthal unable to corral the puck, so Jenner will slow it down.
And New York has scored a couple goals off of faceoff recently. And so if they are able to start the comeback to now, as we say, I think the faceoffs will be really important to get the win. Do 1-2 quick passes, but then you really need to attack the net.
Bourbonnais keeps it, plays it in, tries to find some room. Another chance there. Roque looking to retrieve that puck, has it. Patient. Michigan for Abby Roque. Oh my goodness. What a way to make a little history, Abby Roque.
Abby Roque, the first player in PWHL history to do the Michigan. Look at that. Toad picks it up on her toe. Top shelves in between Gwyneth Phillips' head and the pipe. Here's an overhead look at it. Look at how quickly she snaps her stick back in a circle and pops it bar down. Abby Roque with a huge foul. What a way to get her team back in the game.
And that's the first even strength goal as well for the Sirens here. Never a dull moment. These two teams play each other so closely. You have to think of the magic they could create in the postseason if they can make it. Of course, it'd be one or the other here. Downey Landry gets it back out. It's pushed out by Phillips, and they're a good stick. Is the charge. Look to regroup. Teralova had an assist from a point shot, and Snodgrass trying to grab it in the middle. Schroeder will put the puck down and play on. What a way to get the team behind you as well. We talked about that slower start in the third, and New York leading in shots on goal. D'Arcangelo comes in, and they score! Ottawa restoring a 2-goal lead. Right down the middle, it's a hat trick for Teresa Vanishova.
This is a play started by Savalainen in her own end. And notice how Abby Roque, the defense was pinched up for Hobson, so Abby Roque has to go back, play defense. They move the puck really well. Great shot. Goes off the pad of Schroeder right to the middle of the ice. And Vanishova is able to pick up the rebound. There's just not enough numbers back for New York to cover everyone. And Vanishova with the goal.
Second career hat trick for Teresa Vanishova in this season as well. Just a special player lighting things up here in New York, and she's in on it once more, just chasing down Shelton. Jaguar. And across now. Shelton. Flip back in to Loose, turned around. And that'll be an icing.
That was a really heads-up play by Vanishova.
Right now, 6 goals between these two teams, and once again, New York trying to tie things up with a 2-goal deficit. They've already scored 1 in the third. Bit of a friendly collision there, but a penalty nonetheless on the way for the action prior to that. And it'll give Ottawa a chance on the power play here.
You see the call made there by the referee as Leslie comes down and Sandy Hart steps up and just goes knee on knee as she extends hers onto Leslie's.
Ottawa 1 for 2 on the power play. Jinsey Rose to Clark. Down for Jenner, who got things going on special teams in the first period. Across in the slot it is. Put right back by Rose, who's got 2 assists in this game. Hughes to Rose. She comes in. He's looking for some space. Schroeder closing 5-hole. It is goals galore here. It's kind of settled back down, Gigi, as Ottawa setting up here. You have to think Rose, she was joking before the game with us about her younger sister being the family favorite after her big 2-goal game for Ohio State yesterday, and here Rose is having a big game for the Charge as well. Terralova from the point to Meitzna. The European power play unit, as Carla McLeod calls it. Savalainen in there too, but Fillier to Alex Carpenter, short-handed. It's offside. There's a whistle. Ottawa with 48 seconds left on this Royale Tiger Towel power play. Their third advantage of the game. And Teresa Vanishova is out on the ice. So first player in the league with 2 hat-tricks in the same season. And no player has scored 4 goals in a game yet. She's out on the ice right now. Hughes puts it in, floats it in there. It's kept out by Schroeder.
Net from trying to redirect it, going top shelf likely, but Schroeder did a really strong job staying with the puck.
23 seconds to go. You're 5-on-4. And Jenner stripped of the puck, taken away by Shelton. She got New York on the board with a power play goal. Of course, the Sirens on the kill. Final seconds here. Vanishova has the puck. Shields drives towards the net. Gets it back. Simpson able to disrupt that play across to Larocque. Keeps control. Larocque to the middle. Bell back in the neutral zone. Good penalty kill for the Sirens. But Ottawa still in the offensive zone. Rebecca Leslie battling for it. Carpenter gets her stick through traffic. Kept out. Crowd inside Prudential Center trying to rally their team. A team that needs wins, needs points, even just to push this into overtime. But Ottawa in charge, truly. Having a response every time. New York has found a way to even get close. The closest, of course, being a 1-1 tie early in the second period. Nora Toulouse out to Fecto and back. Toulouse with the feed, and Bernard trying to find Fecto down low. Vanishova wins the physical battle there. Gets it up. Jenner shoots. It's kept out by Schroeder. Toulouse once more to Fecto. No one on the near side, so Boyd returns.
Couple back and forth chances. Fecto with some good plays, and then Brianne Jenner with a strong drive. She's such a good power forward. She takes the outside shot, rips it off Schroeder for the save, but a little bit of high-paced action.
Back across, now Shelton just need to get out of the New York end. Very opportunistic team, and they're only going to find their way with goals getting back down. This time Shelton carries it over. Rimmed around Rose. Gets their first. Keeps Downey Landry off the puck. Terralova. Up to McMahon. Across to Meitzna. Approaching the midway mark here of the third period. And what's so impressive, we talked about the goaltending of Gwyneth Phillips. Right now, though, team in front, Leslie setting up in the offensive zone. Sends it up to Meitzna, getting pressed along the boards. Now Serdachny through the legs. Has some support in front once more, but Schroeder covers. Ottawa on a roll with a 4-2 lead over the Sirens. These are two great netminders, by the way. Corrine Schroeder coming into this game with 2 straight, with 2 or fewer goals against. That, of course, changes today. And Gwyneth Phillips, of course, taking over the reins after Mashmeyer was injured. This is her 3rd straight start here, and first ever against the Sirens. She's been so solid, Gigi.
She has, and she's no stranger to waiting. She played behind Erin Frankel in college, who is outstanding and just dominated college career. And Gwyneth Phillips, once Erin graduated, was phenomenal. And she's the #2 goalie for Team USA, so it's not a surprising thing to see Gwyneth really playing well.
Right now, New York just trying to find a way back into the Ottawa zone. We have passed the midway mark of this 3rd period. Phillips as well has been so good with regulation wins. Vanishova in the glove. Oh my goodness, it's still out. Popped right back out. Sounds like it nearly slipped right through. Again, Vanishova already with a hat trick in this game. Last time she did that was against Minnesota. It was an 8-3 final for the Charge, and a history in the making. Now Markowski to Vanishova once more, puts it towards Schroeder. Jenner, her path cut short. Space taken away now. Caught up along the boards. Peyton Levis in the mix for New York. 4-2 for Ottawa. 3 of those goals coming by Teresa Vanishova. The Ottawa Charge are back at TD Place Tuesday, March 25th, to honor and celebrate women in uniform as they take on the New York Sirens. That's right, it's a home and home here, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tickets and group experiences are available. Another Jets, and they score just like that. Emily Clark with a 5th goal for Ottawa.
We talked about the importance of face-offs. New York was able to score shortly after a face-off win, and here is Gabby Hughes with the draw. Emily Clark comes in behind, takes one shot, couldn't go through, takes a second shot, and is able to sneak it through to put her team up 5-2.
8th goal of the season for Emily Clark. And of note, too, Schroeder being backed up today by Abby Levy. Levy, who has only played 1 game this season. Kaylee Osborne, the other netminder for the Sirens, has actually played against the Charge and has a win against Ottawa. They're only one of the season series. Big deficit here for the Sirens. It's tough. A home crowd, though, enjoying this Pride game as Downey Landry tries to get through. And this Ottawa team scored 5 against the Sirens in their last meetings, but it was a 5-4 overtime win in that game.
Little bit different of scenario as both teams were able to find the back of the net, and New York is still going to press. You're still going to look for them to take some chances, maybe float a player high, and really look to get behind the D of Ottawa.
Hughes assisting Clark on that goal. That's her 2nd assist of the game. Hughes just seeming to enjoy playing against the Sirens. With 3 points in their last meeting. Through the middle, Meixna tries to keep it now. A 2-on-1 for the Sirens. As Villiers takes the shot, Levis was heading down. It's kept out by Phillips. Shots right now, 22-21 in favor of the Sirens. Levis's pass to Carpenter deflected out. Harchie comes in. Bit of a wily shot there now. Chasing down Laroque. Urgency is key here. But it's a 3-goal deficit, and Brianne Jenner carries it in as Vanishova with her. Phillips will play it, of course. It's all time winding down right now in Ottawa's favor. A regulation win today brings Ottawa within just 2 points of Minnesota. And Tuesday night's game, Gigi, will be played against New York, but also before Minnesota's next game. So they could be teed up to potentially pass Minnesota for the Frost play again. Snodgrass off the pad. D'Arcangelo nearly buries it. She has an assist in the game so far. Of course, this game is not over yet. Still just under 6 to go, but the way the Sirens have battled, it's been tough sledding here. Snodgrass to Vasco. Rose from the point in the glove. Lamely Clark coming in. 5th goal for Ottawa. 5-2 over New York.
She stops at the net, and she's a feisty player. She plays hard. She is unafraid to get to the blue paint areas.
Just over 5.5 to go. And Gerard fires it as the backboard's there. And this is tough time running out here for the Sirens. And Schroeder, my goodness, got lucky there. She was off. It was going to be a 6-on-5. Wow. What an effort by Schroeder. She was off. It was going to be an empty net situation there, potentially empty net goal for the Charge. Look at Hughes.
Yeah, heads up play by Hughes to notice. Wide open net. Why not take a chance at it?
Schroeder's been helped out by that post twice now in quick succession. Abby Roque at the dot. She made magic last time the Sirens scored here. First Michigan in PWHL history. But right now, it's not about being fancy. It's finding simple ways to score. Fillier to Carpenter's one good combination. Carpenter in the glove of Phillips.
Strong defensive play by Jinsey Rose in the corner. She anticipated that read as it went from Fillier down to Carpenter. But again, I like that. When you're putting Carpenter on the goal line, she's so dangerous because she's so intelligent. She's with her passing, she's pinpoint perfect, but she also draws players to her, which creates openings underneath.
Still 6-on-5 here, empty net. Just under 5 to go in the third period. Of course, New York seeing what they can do. Points are big here. Roque to Fillier. Down to the goal line, Carpenter patient. Fillier at the hash marks across. Good hand-eye by Eldridge to keep control. Shelton at the point. Back to Fillier and down to Carpenter. Plenty of movement kept out by Phillips. D'Arcangelo into the corner. Of course, a juicy empty net on the other side of the ice. Peyton Levis pulls in for Fillier. Gets right to work. Keeps that pass at bay from Bell. Approaching the final 4 minutes here. Fillier back in it. Off the body of Phillips. Roque in the slot. Sprawling safe. It's still alive. And in the offensive zone, Shelton. Steady presence along the blue line. Roque to Fillier. She circles around, looks for a lane. Carpenter set up. Net front. Fillier. Shelton. In charge. Staying in close. Keeping the Sirens out the middle. But Jinsey's hit on Roque. Draws a power play. Could be key here for New York as they get an extra advantage.
And it's just, she just did a great job earlier on. But here's a look, first off, of that play. And Eldridge comes in and just does not allow Phillips to close her glove on the puck.
Will return 33 in-house for New York. Phillips steers it aside to loose. Puck management is going to be so key here as New York now, of course, still has an empty net. Mike's net trying to rush up to the puck for the Charge. 3 minutes left in regulation. On the power play, New York. It's 6-on-4. Bourbonnais through traffic and distance. Levis trying to find it in the middle. It's a foot race as Meixna Tries to get her stick on it. Past Roque. Tana Meixna in an empty net. She's patient with it. Kept out by Rosenthal. What a play. Abby Rosenthal there just to thwart that out. This is not the situation you want to be in, though, as we approach the final 2.5 minutes. Ottawa, so the strong presence in this game. A 5-2 lead. Hughes and Savalainen short-handed. Empty net, so Shelton was hanging back there. Now Roque. She gets on the move. Fillier trying to fight her way. They can't connect into the far corner. Charge feeling very confident here. Looking for a fourth good penalty kill of 5. Shelton lets it go off the pad. Now Fillier to Roque once more. Final 2 minutes here, and time just winding down. Time is Ottawa's friend, Gigi.
Absolutely. You're looking at the clock, hoping it just keeps ticking down. I'd like to see New York have a higher bumper and utilize that high ice in the slot.
The distance in the standings is going to hurt even more. They were just 3 points behind Ottawa coming into this game, and the Charge understood the assignment. Final minute and a half here, still an empty net. Could be the longest stretch of empty net time for a team in the PWHL. At this point, Ottawa now will reset and think about how they're going to find a way to really put the Sirens, keep them stranded rather at the bottom of the standings, if they can close it out Tuesday night as well. They needed a win here. They'll get that. Of course, Abby Roque of the Sirens making history, first ever player to score a Michigan goal. And how fitting for the player from Michigan. Fillier to Shelton. It is about how hard you play to the end, Gigi, and you know head coach Greg Fargo right now just wants the team stay in it. Fillier on Phillips.
That last movement where they went to Eldridge for the one-timer and Phillips denied her, or went from Shelton over to Fillier, who's coming in on her strong hand. She's so dangerous up top, and so you're right to the point. You play to the whistle, you play to the horn going because you want to always give your best without a doubt, but then you're building momentum.
Oh, and the post comes in for the Charge this time. The post did help out New York. Schroeder is back in net here for these final seconds. And what a way to finish it. Phillips with the save as the Charge silence the Sirens at the Rock. Ottawa, a 5-2 win over New York, keeping their playoff hopes alive. Let's go down to our Abby Labar, standing by with the star of the game, Teresa Vanishova.
No, you're good. All right, guys. Yeah, your second hat trick of the season. You're quite the goal scorer for this team. Can you just tell me what was going through your head when you had that second goal? Were you fighting for a third, or just talk me through that?
I mean, we played really well in the ozone. Like, we kept possessing the puck. And, yeah, it just, sometimes it just goes well for you. So, yes, that is.
Ladies.
Thanks so much, Abby Labar. Once again, our final score, 5-2 Ottawa. 3 goals for Teresa Vanishova. Captain Brianne Jenner keeps her streak alive. 11 wins in all the 11 games she has scored for the Charge. And Emily Clark as well picking up. On behalf of Gigi Marvin and Abby Labar, I'm Daniela Ponticelli saying so long from New Jersey.